Hold on. I'm in my hot car. I took a shower yesterday. I'm about to go take another one today sometime. I think. I might not. I went live to say this because I just cut away from talking to God. I was having a conversation with God. Sort of. One way. I'm eating my chemically engineered grapes that have been sitting in my hot car for 2 days. Which are still good. I gotta peel off the skin and the ends. Which I normally do anyway. And these grapes are good. They're good texture. But they're not very juicy. I don't know if these oblong ones are chemically engineered. Or if they are original. And just many different variations of them. I'm not sure. Because I just came onto this earth 50 years ago. And my growth has been stunted. Both physically, mentally, emotionally. Well, in some ways, shapes and forms. Not quite all the way, but because I've been able to still think and use my mind and my heart and my soul and my spirit. But before I forget what revelation I was having, and I now I'm not going to remember. See, I remember, but I don't remember the context in which I was going to use to get to the. Anyway. I'll just go with the flow right now. So, what started off my conversation with God was thank you for the grapes, thank you for the food. And I wasn't complaining about the shape or the what have you, or the, just the quality, because they've been sitting in my car for 2 days. The 10 to 12 grapes I've gotten, I had to throw one out the door because it was sliced. So it got damaged. But they're crunchy, which is good. They're not that sweet, but they're pretty good. But they were starting to turn like the dark color on the skin. So I'm peeling the skin off. Because I don't like eating the skin anyway. Because it's thick. And it makes our body have to work harder at breaking down the skin. I had 2 phone calls. I had one before I got out of my car. Then I had another one when I got to my car. And I didn't get to take a screenshot of it. So I have to... Hopefully it shows the name on the caller ID when I screenshot the calls. Anyway, back to my original message was about the grape. And then lead to something else if I don't forget. Which I'm going to forget. Okay. Here goes. I got some of it back. Hold on. I had to kind of break away. Oh, shut up, Cher. Shut up and get to the point. Okay. Just long story short. The grapes. I'm peeling the skin because they've been sitting in my car for 2 to 3 days. Just as my onion and my green pepper sitting in my teriyaki sauce going bad. I bought broccoli because I was supposed to eat this 2-3 days ago. But they delayed me, installed me a day or two with each meal that I wanted to make. My carrots went bad. I really need to go get more carrots, but am I? I don't know. Unless I spend most of the day in preparing my meal and then waiting until tonight to heat it up. But I don't have all day. That wasn't a part of my thing, but it was part of it anyway. I had to get that message out. Because you people take advantage of your homes, your jobs, your cars, your lives. But the truth in the matter is you're so far away from God. You're so far away from the truth and way to life. That's why God is getting ready to do a doozy to this world. And he's warning us in many different ways. But no one's taking heed of that message or those messages. And I'm going astray from my message, sort of. But I haven't had grapes in a while, so and they were kind of calling my name. But they don't taste nothing like they used to. The the grapevine that we had on Charles Street, man, that shit was so good. The very few times I got to eat from it. Because I was afraid to eat from it because it wasn't mine, because I didn't make it. And I was taught that what I didn't buy or what's not mine, I don't touch. That was when I was a baby, when I was a child, the 3, 4, 5-year-old. And that I had to wait on mommy and whoever was taking care of me. But then they got angry because they didn't have what was needed and required to take care of me, let alone take care of themselves. So because they didn't have what they needed and required to take care of themselves and their children and grandchildren, I need more cigarettes. Oh, I need more cigarettes. I need Terryton 100s. I need Cools. Oh my God, I'm going to die without my cigarettes. I can't take this pressure of being a mom that I wanted to have a family of. I don't know what to do. I don't have enough money to feed my kids that I thought I wanted. Let me send my daughter, 5, 6-year-old daughter, to the Colony Diner to buy cigarettes from the cigarette machine. That would awaken her curiosity to the fire of the match and flicking the match and dropping it on the ground and on the hot grass. And it started a fire. Hence the movie Firestarter came out with Drew Barrymore. I was about 5, almost 6 years old when this happened. On Charles Street, next to the Colony, I don't know if it was the Colony 1 or Colony 2 diner. I can't remember. I just remember it as the Colony Diner. And I think since then they've closed. I think they recently closed down. I'm not sure. So, the story that I had, the conversation I was having with God, let's get back to that, was I decided to have some grapes because I needed to cut them. I need to cut my ginger and my garlic. I need to roll down my windows some more so unless I'm starting to sweat. I woke up at 11. Well, I opened up my eyes and woke up. I woke up several times. I picked my head up. I was like, oh, shit. I picked my head up when it was just about to get light out. But I don't feel dirty enough to take a shower yet again because I just took one yesterday. But they close at 9 o'clock tonight. So I got until then. Somewhat till then. Because I take 2 hours. It doesn't feel like 2 hours, but it takes me 2 hours. I don't understand how. It feels like a half hour, if that. From the time I get into the shower and get out and I get dressed, it feels like maybe a half an hour, 45 minutes. Because I got to dry my body off of the excess moisture. Because I can't take it outside with me because I had enough moisture out there, you know? And I had a little baby bug in here. It's still in there. There goes a normal grape. They're pretty good, though. They were pretty good, actually. They weren't bad. Not bad. I wanted to buy a watermelon. But because of the money I've had to spend on buying things twice, because I didn't get to eat the first ones, and all the bread I've had to throw out from the poisoning, the ice cream, the strawberries, the banana I had to waste because of making me sick last week. So that was the devil poisoning me because I'm shedding light onto their game. And they're not sitting well with it. Oh, that grape was... I gotta roll down the windows. It's hot. It's like 90 degrees right now. It was 85 earlier. It's 92 degrees. 92 degrees. Hey, you got someone that resembles a Pitbull, the singer Pitbull, the rapper. It resembles him. Well, maybe not, because Pitbull looked skinnier. This one's a little bit more, unless he put on weight since, I don't know. But they got a lime green Mustang. And he's wearing a Patriots hat. But that's a message to me. I don't think it's the real Pitbull. I mean, it could be. I haven't really seen him on the screen in a while, so I don't know, but I don't think it's a real Pitbull. Sounds like him. But I don't think it's him. It's a message to me. I'm not going... Let me finish with my message! Yeah, see, now the cart guy comes. No. I rebuke the devil in the name of Jesus. I rebuke the devil in the name of Jesus. I don't think Pitbull would be, and his girlfriend and wife would be buying a vacuum cleaner from Walmart. Do they even shop at Walmart? Do them rich people shop at Walmart? I don't think in regular business hours, though. I wouldn't think. I didn't have to throw out that grape. I'm mad. I put it on the ground. I had like just a couple of them on that little vine. I don't think there's any more with I have 4 tomatoes and the buggies have been eating through them. Oh, there's some more grapes in here. 2 more grapes and they don't look too bad. I'm still going to soak them and put them in my tomatoes. They haven't eaten? Yeah, they did. Oh. There's tiny little holes in that one. They eat at that first. They go through there first. I'll show you. That one, no. No, not this one. What? What? They haven't. There's been bugs in the bag because there's residue. Ha. See the hole they eat through it? And this one, because these I bought first. Yep. And it's starting to go. See? And 2 of these together were almost $1. So I have to eat them. Which is why I had to buy another loaf of wheat bread. But I can't afford to buy carrots and spinach on a hot summer day. But I know there was buggies in his bags because I heard them the other day. Last night when I moved them. They were eating away at my food. And my potatoes are probably going bad. Where's my knife? Oh, in my lap. I gotta throw this out. My story. What I'm trying to get the message out. Let me get this message out before I forget and I leave without the message. Because I'm gonna get angry and get off the video. Okay. As I was fidgeting with my grapes and peeling them and figuring out what kind of grapes they are, because I haven't been able to study the food I eat to know if it's chemically processed or chemically engineered, processed, whatever, and processed, or if it's actually an original grape. Because to me it looks like a grape on steroids. So that's where the saying comes about, chemically engineered or processed and or. So quit it! Seek help! You need help! What's the matter? Is Jamie not cutting it for you? Is she not enough for you? I thought a woman like her with experience would be good for you. No? You want an unexperienced woman? That's disgusting. Damaged. But I know I'm just being sought after for what I can give you, what I can make happen for you. It's not a sexually oriented want and desire. It's you want access to me to get what I can offer you to make you grow up the ladder and cheat your way through the system and not have to put forth the work like Joe did. He didn't have to work his way. No. God just handed it right to him. And I smell marijuana. Fucking bastards. I'm going to have to shut my windows or drive away. I need to cut my onion and garlic. My garlic and ginger for my broccoli and carrots and my noodles before my onion and pepper goes bad. I should have just went to Aldi's and got carrots because I had the green pepper. I could have just eaten. But it's not, the meal that I want to make is not complete without the broccoli and carrots, you know? And it's going to be my last meal for the month. My last healthy meal for the month. Because I may, depending on where my life goes, or how my life goes, and where it goes, how it goes, when it goes, if I buy a watermelon. I want a watermelon, but I'm not paying $10 for a watermelon. You know what I'm saying? I can't. Can't afford it. And I don't want just a $4 personal watermelon that's like nothing but $2 worth of melon in it. I haven't had a watermelon in a year. Because I can't afford to buy the slices. Can't afford to buy the containers that are already prepared. So they're throwing out all that food that nobody buys that goes rotten and spoiled. So people don't have to cut it themselves and they can just eat it. No, you see it that way, people? You're wasteful people. You're lazy. You want everything handed to you where you don't have to do nothing. And it's becoming costly, too costly for my blood. And I got my phone not charging. Plugged in but not charging. So, as I was peeling and cutting my grapes to eat them, so they'd be edible because they were going bad on the outside skin. And I said to God, they ain't going to go bad because, I guess grapes don't go bad because they end up maturing into wine, right? Because that's people, they age them. That's how they get their wine properties, right? So anyway, then onward I guess I wouldn't mind eating some of the skin because that's, or whatever, or about the mango, because some of it is good, but you got to have control. But then I said to myself, even if I haven't had much wine, I've never drank much. The drinks I've had was, what did I have? The Long Island iced teas. My first time I drank, I forgot the name of it. St. Ives malt liquor. My sister's Uncle David, a few years before he passed, quite a few years, about 10 years before he passed, when I was about 16. This was after I did bad too. Now I realize. I didn't give my aunt $20, but I bought malt liquor for me and me. Oh my God, what a jerk I was. Oh my God. I was trying to figure it out. I was trying to figure out this life. Because I knew what I wanted, but I couldn't get to the life I wanted. Because I wasn't born into money. And I didn't know the first step about going into getting the life I wanted. Because I had to be in survival mode. I had to work to maintain a living, to take care of myself, because I didn't have a mom and dad. I had a mom and dad, but they were not present. My daddy was behind the scenes being a puppet master, troublemaker, bully, controlling my life like a puppet and a pawn, moving me around like a pawn, and making bad things happen so he could be a gangster, so he didn't have to go to work. So he was a part of the problem. My mommy was a part of the problem because neither she nor my daddy were together. They were not working. They were not taking care of me, nor my sister that she had by another man, by another young man. And then years later, three boys by Richie. And she lost all of them except the last one. But yet the last one went to prison for 12 years, which could have went for life, but God saved him and he only got charged with vehicular manslaughter. Because they were going to put him down for murder. Which it should have been, but he got lucky. And it was only because of me, because of the plans that God had to bring forth his purpose. So God had to save their lives a little bit longer. We all make mistakes, and we all have at least one chance to be forgiven. Even murderers are forgiven because they're not put to death right away. Because it's not really their fault that they became murderers. That's a whole nother subject. But anyway, I'll get to that eventually. So when I was talking to God about the grapes, and then I talked about something else. What did I just, I'm forgetting. I said something to the effect that the grapes were good. It just came back to me again. Okay. Were good for me. They were a healthy food, and I don't very often get the chance to eat healthy. And when I do, either the food goes bad or it gets spoiled or I get sick or I'm unable to eat it and it's spoiled, just whatever the case may be. Very rarely do I get to eat the healthy food that I buy. He lets me eat all the junk food, the bread, the chocolate, the cookies, the candy, the ice cream. I don't often get to eat the strawberries, the bananas, the pineapple, the beets. I don't often get to eat a lot of healthy things. The green beans, the corn, my onion, my garlic, my ginger, my this, my that. You get the point, okay? You people think eating and living is going out, smoking, drinking, drugging, sexing, partying, effing, sucking, dicking, and licking, and you're at the beach? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll get there sooner or later. My skin needs the vitamin D, but I don't get to get out there and get it. I'm covered in almost head to toe with clothing. And I'm in my hot car. The sun is beating down on my car, making it hot, but I'm not getting none of that vitamin D. Even when I was homeless on the street, I didn't get it because I had to cover myself from the bugs and the dirt that people threw at me while I was sleeping. Or upon waking up from because I'm a deep sleeper. Once I'm sleeping, I'm a deep sleep. Because I'm like, hey, why bother? If I'm meant to die, I'm meant to die because I wasn't living life. I wasn't able to live my life the way it was meant and supposed to. So I was like, God, you know what? I didn't even say that to God, but I'm thinking it in my mind, like, you know what? If I'm going to die, I'm going to die. I'm going to sleep. I have to sleep, you know? And I didn't put myself in this situation. I'm thankful for those that have sacrificed their lives to keep me alive for whatever reason. When I'm damaged, I'm not even goods. I'm not even any good anymore. Great news, Sherry. You might, yeah, UAA, whatever. Goodbye. So anyway, I'm branching off into all these other things. Leave me alone. Oh my God. So my hair is dry and I've been drinking a lot of water. And tea. No soda in the past week. Oh yes, I have a can of Sprite soda. Yes, I have. Which I'm going to go trade in my can opener because I bought 2 of them. Because the first time I forgot I bought one. And I couldn't find it. When I found it, it was in the bag behind me, in the Dollar Tree behind me with the sauces I bought. So, I used the one that I bought the second time, and then the second one I'm going to return and get a can of soda. Because that should be $1.33, the same price as that, so I believe. Well, the first one I bought with Classic Catalina, Hershey Chocolate Kisses, Bell's Pitted Olives, Band Disinfectant, Odor Spray, Fabric Air Freshener, Spicy Brown Mustard, and a can opener. That's the first one I bought. But I forgot to look in that bag that was behind me. And I ended up going in and buying another one because I couldn't find the other can opener that I knew I bought, but then by not seeing it, not finding it, I went and bought another one. So that delayed me from eating my chicken with my pineapple and barbecue sauce, which I was intending on eating. But I can't keep food like that in my car. Even overnight, it goes. I have to make it. I have to make the first meal out of it at night, and then the second one I have to eat that morning, that before the end of that night. I can't wait a whole nother night, especially when it thaws out in a hot car. So I can't do that. And when it thaws out, the ice makes the skin like mush. Along with the seasonings or the lemon pepper, it's mush. And it just adds to the dying flesh. So, anyway, the point that I'm getting to is for God. It's a God point. That's why I got to get to this point. So, the point about me when I started eating my grapes before I drove away, because I was going to cut up my ginger and my garlic for my concoction before my onion and green peppers go bad. So anyway, when I get to 7-Eleven, I could just heat it up all together. I don't have to sit in their parking lot and worry and be stressed out because they don't want me sitting in their parking lot for hours to prepare my food. So anyway, the only time I do that is when I'm in West Palm Beach and they know, and I go there at night, overnight. Then it's not really that busy during a certain period of hours. But not now. I just ruined that now. Anyway, a Gladiator truck, double cab. So anyway, I'm gonna get to this point sooner or later. So when I was eating the grapes, peeling them, and talking about the process, and if they were original or if they were a different brand I didn't know about, a different species of grapes, if you will, or if they were chemically engineered, which wouldn't be healthy if they were, because then it's missing the vitamins, nutrients, and minerals. Because the texture was crispy, it was good because I don't like soggy grapes anyway. I like them when they're a little crispy and fresh. But I also like them when they're juicy and they're tart or sweet. But being that my taste buds are they're not damaged, but because I'm used to eating so much sugar, so much sugary foods, that the grapes don't taste, that they don't do it for, it's like a drug. Like when you try one drug and then after a while that doesn't do it for you and you got somebody that's moving on the drug line, and that's kind of like the same thing with food. If you eat bad, nothing is going to compare to that bad food that your body is used to. So when you eat regular food, you need it spiced up. You need it spicy. You need something with a kick because you're so used to sugary, salty foods or spicy foods. You got to keep on advancing. And it's not good for you. Everything in moderation. But even the things that you do in moderation that are bad for you from the beginning will still have a bad effect on you. So you got to choose wisely, people. That's on you. And now we're all about to pay for each other's choices, decisions, actions, behaviors, or their lack of. Because those that don't speak up are just as guilty as those that are partaking in the bad choices, decisions, actions, and behaviors. If you know about something to be bad, are you going to go and warn them, or are you just going to let them go and do what's bad, or are you going to let them go and eat what's bad? You know, that's the lesson that we all have to think about, and the message, and what's the word I'm looking for? Breathe, share. I gotta breathe. My head starts to feel like it's gonna pop off. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this. It's too hot. It's too hot in this car. I'm near a lot cop, so I'm safe. See, I'm by the lot cop. See, so I'm safe, right? I'm doing a little talking. Okay, just bear with me. Thank you for that. I gotta cut up my ginger and garlic, and then I'm on my way. 2 die in a fiery crash along I-75. Oh my God. These are the things I gotta worry about. My son traveling. He doesn't fucking get it. He doesn't fucking get it because he's being used by all these people to make my life a living hell. You better keep my son safe. Anything happens to my son, and there will be much more hell to pay than what meets the eyes in due time. Because being that he's not allowed to be with me to hurt me in my punishment, because I snitched on my duddy, so now everybody is working together to punish me, but literally they're pushing to eliminate me so I don't make it through my punishment, whenever that may end. And I'm not going to choose to be with man. I'm not going to choose to connect and hook up to be with man to get out of my punishment, or to be able to be able to break free from my punishment put upon me by my mummy and duddy and his clan, his workers of iniquity. So here I go. Okay, so the point that I'm trying to get to with the grapes and the food is, and choosing wisely what we do and what we choose to eat. Because I don't choose to eat the kind of food that's out here that you can buy at the fast food or at the restaurants or wherever you buy them from, the food trucks, this, that. I don't have the money to pay for that. And quite frankly, I don't want other people preparing or cooking my food. I have hands, I have fingers, I have a head, I have eyes, I have a nose, I have a mouth, I have ears, I have limbs. I can make my own food. I can live my own life. Thank you very much. So I'd appreciate it if you let me live my own life. I don't want other people to live it for me. I don't want other people to make my food that's going to poison me. I don't want to please other people, because they're not going to please me. They're not going to make sure I'm living. They're not going to make sure I'm eating healthy. They're not going to make sure I have a shower and bath every day. They're not going to make sure I brush my teeth every day or night. They're not going to make sure I drink water every single day or night. They're not going to make this. They're not going to make sure my son is okay. They're not going to make sure my son is fed healthy and well and safe and out of harm's way and danger. No. That's my job. That's my son, not the world's job. Not my spiritual family's job. Not my stalker's job, because he's a stalker. While we're not together, he's a stalker. And I don't want to be with him. Quite frankly, now or never. Because of all the damage that's been done and my current situation. I can't be with somebody. There's no way. I'm not going to be with anybody. There's no way. And they're trying to see if I'm going to act upon it. No, I'm not going to act upon it. If I go back to West Palm Beach, it's only to get a better pay advance from the check cashing store so I can have my car repaired. Because up here at Amscott, they're not giving me enough. They gave me a little bit more this time. But now I wasted $25 because I didn't even get my car fixed completely this month. So I still have the money in my account, but I paid an extra $25 for the money that they gave me. $28, ma'am, mind you. They gave me $250. I have to pay back $278. So that's $28 I have to pay back. Okay, for money I didn't even use, or that I didn't even get to get interest on, nor did I even get to make money off of. I haven't been able to go to the beach. I was planning on going to the beach to get some sun and go into the salt water. But then they made me break out again. Now I'm healing up again, but I have to, and I got like a pimple coming on up here, or a bacteria or something. It hurts, like in a crevice. And I think I might have hopefully gotten the blackhead, but I don't think so. That's where my blackhead was, but it didn't. That thing that I got only made it worse. It did the same kind of shit to my skin that would have happened if I messed with it again. Because many years I kept on messing with it to get the blackhead out, and I couldn't, and the skin would just break and become a sore. And that's what just happened the other day when I tried to get the blackhead out. What I got to do is use the Lancer, poke it and scrape it out to get it out, because otherwise it's just going to break my skin and just it's going to stay in there. So the dermatologists have a certain way of doing it. They've been trained. I haven't, but I can only imagine it in my mind and then do it as my mind tells me. But I didn't do that because I didn't think about what I was doing first. I just experimented with each tool of the pimple popper thing, and none of the scoopers worked but helping to break my skin around it and cause it to be a bigger sore. So I wish you would really quit. I don't really get the message in that one. Or do I? I get one message, but I don't know. There could be a double message in that. But with that message, I only got one. I didn't get another one out of that. But anyway. And he made that noise with his mouth to alert me to look at him for me to get that message. But anyway. So my point in all this is it led to one of the movies that has several chapters to it. And I'm talking about Fast and Furious. Now, many of you don't understand what those two words mean and I'm just going to jump the gun here and just say Fast and Furious. Because what that represents is my neck. I want my neck to crack, my back, my shoulders. My neck is okay. It's my shoulders connected to my spine they're so sore. And I don't know how to crack my shoulder thing, to relieve the pressure. But my back shoulders hurt so bad. So the meaning of those words, okay, there's a good way. They're both bad, but there's one good version and there's one bad version. One that's worse than the other. Okay, because being fast and furious is not good in either meaning or definition or whatever. So you got fast and furious referring to the cars, the fast and furious, meaning those that are furious, and they get behind a wheel and they let go of their furiness by being in a fast car, their adrenaline, and they use that to escape their anger, their rage, their fury. Okay, that's one. The other one is referring to life in a different aspect, sort of. Okay, where our choices and our decisions, okay, or their lack of, okay, where many of us are choosing to just live the fast life. What I mean by that is choosing to do the smoking, drinking, drugging, sexing, partying, effing, sucking, digging, licking, and just doing it. That's the fast life. And then by living the fast life, that causes you to become furious. So what we're dealing with now is a lot of people that are experiencing the fury of their lives because they felt that they were lied to. They're like, wait a minute, we were told we have freedom, or they went upon the thought thinking they had freedom and free will to do whatever, and it meant they could do whatever they want. They do, say, think, whatever, in their lives. But that's not true. They weren't told the full and complete truth of that. So we got the majority of people that are now living in fury because they chose the fast life. Okay? And that's the same thing that the slaves did. Yes, okay, yes, we come to the understanding there was abuse back then. Okay? There's still abuse now. What's changed? Okay? There's been white people, pink, black, purple, blue, polka dot, scarred. There's been children that have been abused by their parents in all different races and genres and eras and all that. It's a never-ending story. It repeats itself because America or humanity is not living the way they're supposed to be. And now it's about time that God is having to come back to check on his kingdom because there's too much chaos, catastrophe, commotion, confusion, disorder. There's too much murder, too much experience of pain and suffering, and people dying and killing one another and hurting their children and this and come on, you know what I'm talking about. So God is going to come back and boom, put that smack down on his people. And it's going to involve all of us. Because people like me that are just keeping our mouths shut, or that were keeping their mouths shut and letting everybody live as they wanted. But as I kept my mouth shut, knowing that they were living wrong and seeking the wrong types of jobs and living according to the wrong system, I knew when I was young what was going to come of this. And it's happening. The only difference is I thought if I left everybody alone, they would leave me alone. Okay? Mind my own business, they mind theirs, right? So I figured while that happened, I could accomplish what I wanted to get to where I wanted to live as I believed, which was on a farm, to grow fruits and vegetables so I can eat. Because according to the jobs I was working, I couldn't afford to eat. I couldn't afford to pay my rent. I couldn't afford to take care of my cats. And then when I lost my job, or I quit one or something, or because it was taking too much of a toll on me, where I couldn't walk the distance. I was tired after working an 8 to 9 hour shift, 10-hour shift a day. And then having to walk a 2-3 hour walk home and a 2-3 hour walk to work. Okay, that's what I did when I lived on Main Street in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and I had to walk all the way to the Black Rock Turnpike when I worked at the movie theater. Okay, and I knew there would be hours in that, but I couldn't, and when I first got hired, it was only like 3 days a week. I couldn't quit my other job. I had to work both jobs. But I couldn't manage because I was still in high school too. And I missed a lot of school because I've had to work to take care of myself. So, to the point, we're all living according to our flesh. We want it now. We want what everybody else has. We want to do what everybody else is doing. But we're not putting any thinking and thought process into it. And we don't even know what life is because nobody's told us. Okay? We've only learned by example. And the examples we've had thus far are poor. Just like in the idols. Everybody's idling everybody. All these celebrities, all these rich and famous, because that's what it takes to live nice, to get that American dream, the so-called American dream. But they're not living the American dream. Because you see they're busy because their lifestyles require a lot more money to pay off all these different things they got to worry about. It's not easy. It's not a simple life. They thought it was going to be, but it's not. They're probably living a lot better than what we are but they're still, because they have the money to do so. But are they getting the rest? Are they able to have time to themselves? Because it takes a toll of always being around people, of always having to perform and not be able to be yourself, and not be able to be around your own family and love and enjoy your family. By the time you get to be so famous and you're exhausted, and you don't even want to be around your family, because it's like you've had to go through all this because of your family, to take care of your family. And then it takes a toll on the marriage or the family. And you can't even be a family to your family or a family to yourself. So, I can't speak for them, but I can only give you what I've seen and what I can gather from their vibes and from their, look at all these freaking, that's like a very big, I think a baby German cockroach, I think. I don't know. But they're like all over my car. Not as bad as my 2002 Pontiac Montana, thank God. But they're getting there. I have to defog this car, and the only way I could do that is, I don't know. I don't even know. Even if I go to West Palm, I can't even do that. But that would be the only way I go back. The only reason why I would go back is because I need to check my mail that I haven't checked for like 6 months. Or how many months have I been up here? 6 months? No, 3. I've been up here since February 28th. March, April, May, 3 months. So now I gotta go back. Gotta get my mail. My son is telling me he's gonna be going back, but I don't know when. He said anywhere from now until Christmas. Now let me tell you this. I'm not gonna go back to West Palm until I know my son is back there. So, do I get a job where I'm at so I can get my car fixed and replaced from inside to outside so that when my son does come back I could have a clean vehicle? I don't know yet. I don't know what God's plans are right now. I know what the goal is, but I don't know what the plans are. That's the problem. So I can't, and then he's only going to go off by what I do. But what I do, I really don't want to be out here because of everybody knowing me and all the things, all the bad things that have happened to me and my skin condition. Where am I going to get the money to fix my car? Because I don't have the money. As of next month, I have to pay back the money I have in my account. So I'm almost down to nothing once again. I have no money left over from this month to put with next month and to get a pay advance. So I have enough to get my car fixed. I need all 4 brakes done. Well, I had my fronts. I need my backs. I need all rotors done. Then I need my ABS sensors done. And my rear struts. And I am not being being accepted for the finance company anymore. So I don't have that help coming from the finance company to get all this done. I don't have the money to put down on another new vehicle. I don't want another new vehicle. I want my car back to new so that I could show my son, yes, this is the car that you bought me, that you helped paid for me, and I paid you back for. And it took me 2 years to pay him back. And it shouldn't have taken me that long. So the point of my story about the food and their choices and decisions comes to this. About our choices and decisions leads to the outcome and result of our lives. What goals do we have? Are they good or are they bad goals? And what do they lead to? And what is the meaning and purpose of them? Behind reaching your goals, or what is your goal and what is the meaning and purpose of reaching your goal? And what does it have to do with humanity and or the kingdom? Everybody wants to be rich and famous, or they want to just have that money. But the money, see, God is teaching us a lesson, but nobody's listening. Nobody's paying attention. I wanted to read the Bible last night, but I got tired because I ate. Every time after I eat, I get sleepy. Every time I eat, I either have to take medicine to help clear my sinuses and the allergies that I'm given because of the food being poisoned, or because of my skin hurting and being painful, and there's an ingredient that helps fight infection. So I take that so I don't have to go to the hospital and deal with doctors and nurses saying, well, what do you want? What do you need? Why do you need? What? I don't see no bugs. I don't see no license games. I don't see. Go fuck yourselves, okay? Because I don't need you. Because there's a medicine on the market that I could buy to help make me better. I don't need you. I don't need to go to the doctors so the insurance company can pay you millions of dollars to keep me sick so I don't get better and you don't give me the right things. The dermatologist sent prescriptions to CVS, but not what I asked for, not what I needed. So I had to call them back and say, look, I need licensed scabies medicine, and I need it sent to my CVS immediately. And she did that. It was there within minutes. But I had to be inconvenienced, and I had to go back. I was in a different part of Florida, or I can't remember. I might have been, I was in a different county, or, no, not different county. I was just in a different part of, I think, because I had it transferred to one CVS, and then I had it transferred to another from Lantana to West Palm. Then, or no, that's where they sent it to, the one in Lantana. So I had to transfer the one prescription I had left over from another doctor, from another, maybe a couple months ago, or prior to that, and I had that sent to the location I'm at now in Central Florida. Then I had to have the ones they sent me when I called them back because I needed more, and I had to have that transferred to the Florida where I'm at now. But anyway, I got them, but I've been going through them like water because I've had to apply them to my face constantly because they keep breaking me out, keep infesting me with the buggies. So these half tubes that I got, this is the one, well, this one's almost empty too, halfway. So I have enough to treat my whole body from head to toe, but then what about what happens after when I get reinfested again? Because until I'm where God wants me to be, I'm going to constantly be infested. And it's going to keep me from being where God wants me to be. And it's all a lie, because they really don't want me to get to where God wants me to be. It's a setup to keep me chasing that false hope. They want to give me hope, but it's only a false hope. See, I don't believe in hope. I believe in my works. I don't believe in faith. I don't believe in hope, because none of them get the job done. What gets the job done is my works, because I'm the only one that knows where I want to be, where I need to be. I don't want to be with some guy. I don't care if it is the right one or the wrong one, or the maybe not so right or maybe not so wrong. I don't care, whoever the fuck it is. Okay? I don't care if he's got money or not. I don't want to be with you. I'm not the money hungry bitch that my family has labeled me as. I'm not money hungry. If I were, I'd be out there trying to make money and selling my body to make money. Am I? No, I'm not. I don't want to go that route anyway either. But if I were money hungry, that would be my drive, and I would do whatever it needed to do to get that money. But I'm not like that. But yet my sister's the one that had 3 kids, multiple abortions, sleeping with thousands of guys. Okay, I can count the ones I've slept with on both my hands, and many of them were not a complete, it didn't complete, if you know what I mean. So anyway, because we like the moment wasn't right. You know, I went along with it because I didn't want to be forced. So it didn't quite go all the way. Or a lot of them that happened were in the later part of my life, because my daddy sent them as a part of punishment for me humping my cousin. So that was a part of my punishment, and a part of my punishment, or the generational curse upon me from my uncle, snitching. He was going to attempt to snitch on his boss, and they killed him. So because of that, I was cursed. My sister was cursed. My siblings were cursed. My mommy was cursed. And then my mommy cursed us on top of being cursed because of her choices and decisions, because of the curses that were upon our family and our duddies. So I'm done talking. Hopefully you get the message in what I was just talking about, or you learn something, or something clicks. I don't know, whatever. Goodbye. I'm going. Goodbye.